Welcome back, my dear nighttime wanderers. My name is Silas, and I am your storyteller here at Slumberlight Tales. I'm so glad you've joined me again tonight in this quiet corner of the evening where stories are soft, time moves gently, and the glow of a single candle can hold a whole world within it. If you've been here before, then welcome home. And if this is your first night wandering with us, well, I hope you find something here that feels like a home you've always known, even if you've never been there before. Before we begin tonight's tale, if you find peace in these moments, or if my stories have ever helped you drift a little easier into sleep, I would be very grateful if you would subscribe to the channel or tap that little bell icon so you will be gently reminded when a new story arrives. Each one is crafted for nights like this, calm, kind, and filled with quiet wonder. So take a slow, deep breath in and let it drift out, soft and unhurried. You've made it through another day, and now there is nothing left to do but rest. Let the quiet of the night gather around you like a blanket. Feel the weight of the sheets, the coolness of the pillow beneath your cheek, and the steady rhythm of your own breath. Each exhale loosening the day a little more. Whatever waits beyond this moment can wait until morning. Right now, this space, this story, belongs entirely to you. Now, let's begin. Tonight's journey takes us to one of my favorite places, a place that exists both in the real world and in the shimmering edge of imagination. A place where polished rails hum like tuning forks under the weight of memory, and where the steam of an old train curls upward like breath on a frosty night. We're standing on the platform at King's Cross Station, but not as it is in the daylight. This is King's Cross at midnight, when the great glass ceiling reflects only the moon and the faint gold lamps below. The air here is cool and carries a smell you may know well. That unique perfume of iron, oil, and damp stone is the scent of departure and possibility. Each distant hiss of steam is a sigh. Each click of a valve, a heartbeat. Most of the station is asleep now. The ticket booths are shuttered, the cafes dark, their pastries sleeping beneath their glass domes. But somewhere, at the far end of platform 10, a faint light still burns. Let's walk here together. Our footsteps echo gently on the old tiles, a slow, hollow rhythm that seems to match the pulse of the place. As we walk, notice how the air grows warmer, faintly scented with coal and tea, as if someone has just poured a fresh pot in a nearby carriage. We pass an old bench, its paint worn smooth by 1,000 waiting travelers, and a single paper cup sits upon it, still steaming. The station clock above us ticks softly, its second hand gliding rather than ticking, as if it, too, is tired of rushing. When we reach the end of the platform, we see it, the train. It's unlike the others we know. The carriages are long and elegant, painted a deep, dusky blue that seems to shift color under the lantern light. Sometimes navy, sometimes midnight green, sometimes the soft silver of starlight reflected on water. The windows glow faintly from within, each one a tiny world of warmth and shadow. Steam drifts lazily around its wheels, curling upward like the breath of something ancient and content. On the platform, there is a conductor. He's tall and kind-eyed, his uniform neat but comfortably worn, like it's been part of him for years. When he sees us, he smiles, as though he's been expecting us. He tips his cap in greeting and gestures to the open door behind him. There is no announcement, no whistle, no rush, only a quiet certainty that this is our train, and it's time to step aboard. As we climb the short steps, the world behind us, the vast empty station, the high ceiling, the quiet city beyond seems to soften, fade, and fold gently into the stillness. The air inside the carriage greets us with warmth. It smells of tea leaves, candle wax, and old books, a scent that feels both ancient and endlessly comforting. The lamps are dim, their light tinted amber through frosted glass. Velvet seats stretch invitingly down the narrow corridor, and the gentle hum of the train beneath us feels like a heartbeat, steady, soothing, and familiar. We've boarded something special tonight, not just a train, but a dream in motion. And as we find our seat by the window, watching the faint glow of the platform drift backward, we know this journey won't take us anywhere ordinary. This journey will take us through the quiet heart of the night, past cities asleep, forests dreaming, rivers that shimmer with moonlight, and toward a place where stories gather to rest. So settle in, wanderer. Pull the blanket closer around your shoulders. The midnight train is ready to depart, and the first whisper of its wheels is already calling your name. The train hums softly as it begins to gather speed, wheels whispering against the rails in a rhythm that feels almost like a heartbeat. For a moment, you simply sit there, letting the movement cradle you, a slow, gliding motion that pulls you deeper into stillness. Outside, the night is velvet black, yet it's not the empty kind of darkness you know from the ordinary evenings. It's alive. You can sense it in the faint shimmer that dances just beyond the window pane, as though the stars themselves are close enough to touch. You glance outside. At first, you think you're seeing your reflection, the blurred outline of your own face in the glass. But then, the reflection blinks, and you realize it's not you at all. Just beyond the window, the landscape is changing. The train is passing through soft banks of mist, each layer glowing faintly with a color that shifts, like memory: silver, amber, rose, violet. In that haze, shapes begin to appear, distant hills that seem to breathe, trees whose branches sway even when the wind is still. You feel a strange, warm curiosity rising in your chest, like you're traveling not across a distance, but across possibility itself. The train gives a gentle sigh as it rounds a curve. From somewhere in the carriage, you hear the low creak of a seat shifting and the soft rustle of a coat. You are not alone. Across the aisle, an elderly man with round spectacles peers into a book so ancient that its pages look like pressed leaves. A little further down, a woman with white hair and ink-stained fingers gazes dreamily through her own window, humming a tune that feels both unfamiliar and achingly nostalgic. They don't seem like ordinary passengers. Each of them has an air of quiet knowing, like travelers who have been on this train many times before. The rhythmic sound of the wheels deepens, steady and hypnotic. It lulls you into that strange space between waking and dreaming, where time stretches and everything you see feels more like a memory than a moment. Outside, the fog thins. You see what looks like an endless stretch of wild countryside bathed in moonlight. But the fields aren't ordinary fields. They glimmer faintly as though starlight has soaked into the grass itself. Here and there, small flickers of gold move between the hills. Lanterns, perhaps, or distant cottages where someone's still awake, waiting for a traveler who may never come. The warmth of the carriage settles deeper into you. The lamp above your head hums gently, and the smell of parchment and tea drifts faintly through the air. You lean back against the seat, feeling the vibration of the train beneath your spine, and realize for the first time something quite extraordinary. You don't know where this train is headed, but it doesn't matter. The destination is part of the dream. As you turn your head back to the window, you notice a faint glow on the horizon. Not bright, not sharp, but gentle and pulsing, like a heartbeat in the dark. It grows larger with every passing minute. The conductor, a tall figure in a long wool coat, walks past, the hem brushing lightly against your knee. He pauses for a moment beside you and nods toward the window. Almost there, he says quietly, voice low as a lullaby. You want to ask almost where, but before you can speak, he's already moved on, his lantern swinging in slow arcs of amber light. You look back outside. The glow has become a soft constellation of golden orbs. And then, as the mist parts, you see rooftops, lanterns, curling smoke, and narrow streets lined with crooked chimneys. A town, small, old, and full of warmth, nestled between rolling hills and moonlit air. For a moment, you stay seated, listening to the quiet sigh of the train as it cools, The world outside feels hushed, as though the night itself is waiting for you to take that first step. You rise slowly, fingers brushing the worn leather of the seat, and step into the aisle. The other passengers move gently, unhurried, gathering scarves, straightening coats, exchanging small nods that speak of mutual understanding. It feels less like disembarking and more like waking from a shared dream. When the carriage door opens, a breath of night air drifts in, cool, sweet, and edged with something you can't quite name. You step down onto the platform, and your boots meet stone that glows faintly under the moonlight. The air smells of rain and faraway pine forests, with the faintest trace of something bright and electric, like starlight caught in the mist. The sky is vast and deep, painted with constellations you've never seen before. Constellations that seem to shimmer when you look at them directly, as if aware of being watched. You turn back toward the train, half expecting to see its familiar black iron body gleaming under the station lamps, but it's already shifting, becoming translucent until it's nothing more than a trail of light stretching away into the distance. Within seconds, it's gone, leaving only the echo of wheels on invisible rails. The platform is lined with tall iron lampposts, their glass orbs pulsing with a golden glow that brightens and dims like a steady breath. A sign hangs from the roof, swaying gently in the night breeze. The words are carved in an elegant looping script you do not recognize, yet somehow you understand it. Welcome, traveler. No name for the place, no timetable, no map, just those two words. Beyond the station, a cobbled path leads into the dark, not frightening, but inviting, winding between low hills and clusters of glowing trees, whose branches glisten with droplets of silver light. Somewhere far off, you can hear a river moving slowly through the valley, its current humming softly, as if whispering secrets to the stone. You tighten your scarf and take a few steps forward. The sound of your footsteps echoes faintly in the air, not alone, but answered, as though the path remembers every traveler who's walked it before. The deeper you go, the warmer the light becomes. Fireflies, or perhaps not fireflies at all, drift lazily above the ground, trailing thin ribbons of luminescence. The grass beneath your feet sparkles faintly where they pass, fading to shadow again once you've moved on. There's a rhythm to this place, a sense that every sound and every movement is part of something larger, the quiet music of a world at peace with itself. As the path bends, you see a small cottage ahead, or maybe it's an inn. Its windows are aglow, and the smell of cinnamon and wood smoke curls through the air. Lanterns hang from its eaves, swaying gently. You can almost hear the laughter inside. Soft, contented, the kind that comes from people who have nowhere else they need to be. You pause for a moment at the gate. The wooden sign beside it reads, "The Wayfarer's Rest." A perfect name, you think. Inside, the light spills golden across the threshold. You can see shelves lined with books and jars, a roaring fire in the hearth, and a round table where someone has left a steaming pot of tea beside two empty cups. You push the door open. It creaks softly, not in warning, but in welcome. The warmth embraces you instantly, wrapping you in the scent of cedar and herbs. The room is empty, but it feels alive. The air seems to hum faintly, as if it's been expecting you. You hang your coat by the door, sink into a chair near the fire, and let the heat settle into your bones. From somewhere behind the counter, you hear the faint sound of footsteps, slow, deliberate, approaching. A door opens, and an older woman steps into view. Her eyes are bright as candlelight, and she smiles the kind of smile that seems to hold 1,000 stories. "Welcome, traveler," she says softly. "You must be tired from your journey. Here, rest a while. There's time enough to decide where you're going next." You nod, and as she pours the tea, you notice that outside the window, the lamplight shifts again, brighter, then dimmer, then bright once more, just like a heartbeat. Steam rises from your teacup in delicate curls, silver against the golden light. The woman sits across from you now, her hands folded neatly in her lap. She wears a shawl the color of twilight, its edges embroidered with tiny silver threads that shimmer like constellations. When she moves, they catch the firelight, forming brief, shifting shapes, stars, rivers, perhaps even words. The tea tastes of chamomile and honey, but there's something else in it too, something bright, clean, and ancient. You take another sip, and the tension you didn't know you were carrying begins to fade, as if the warmth itself is seeping through every thought and muscle. After a long, comfortable silence, she speaks. "You came on the night train, didn't you?" Her tone is gentle, almost knowing. You nod. She smiles faintly. "It doesn't run for everyone, only for those who've begun to dream differently, those whose hearts start listening when the world grows quiet." Her words hum through the room, as if the fire itself agrees. The flames shift for a moment, glowing deep amber before returning to gold. The woman rises and walks to a wooden cabinet near the hearth. When she opens it, the scent of cedar and parchment drifts out. She pulls free a small roll of paper tied with a thin piece of twine and returns to the table. "This," she says, setting it gently before you, "is a map, though not of any place you'll find printed or charted. It changes for each traveler." You untie the twine and unroll the paper. At first, it's blank. Then, slowly, ink begins to bloom across its surfaces, curling in soft, inky tendrils until a faint design takes shape. Rivers that glimmer faintly hills traced with light, and narrow roads that wander like thought itself. A single mark near the center pulses gently, a lantern drawn in delicate strokes of gold. That's where you are, she murmurs, the wayfarer's rest. Everything beyond is what calls to you. Every traveler's map looks different. Some find mountains, some find gardens, some find others waiting. Her gaze softens as she studies your face. But wherever you go, remember, this world listens. It remembers your footsteps. It's not a place to escape to. It's a place that meets you halfway. You look down at the map again. The lines seem to move when you breathe. A forest forming here, a path curving there. Beyond the little golden lantern, the ink glows faintly in one direction, tracing a road that winds toward the horizon like a whisper. You point to it. She nods, smiling. That path leads to the river of bells. If the night feels kind, you might even hear them before you see them. Follow the sound, and you'll find what you didn't know you were looking for. She stands, refilling your cup one last time. You can rest here until the lamps outside dim twice. Then the path will be clear. You sip the last of the tea, the warmth lingering in your chest like an ember. The air feels thick with quiet magic now, like you stepped into the pause between two heartbeats. When you finally rise, she places a hand gently on your shoulder. Remember, she says softly, you're not walking away from your world, only deeper into it. Her touch is light, like a promise. You step outside once more. The door closes behind you with a gentle click, and the night greets you as if it's been waiting. The lamplight along the path pulses softly, guiding you forward. You glance down at the map in your hand. The golden ink flares gently, the road before you gleaming with a thread of starlight that winds into the distance. Above, the constellations shimmer, not still, but moving slightly, as though watching your progress. The cool air brushes your cheeks, and you draw your scarf a little tighter. The sound of bells fades slowly into the hush of night. For a long moment, you stand beneath the open sky, listening. The world feels impossibly still, the kind of stillness that hums, alive but unhurried. The river's voice has softened now, its song blending with the faint sigh of the wind through silver branches. You glance down at the map once more. The ink has dimmed, its lines fading back into pale parchment. Only the golden lantern, the mark of the wayfarer's rest, remains, pulsing faintly like a steady heartbeat in the dark. Then, from somewhere behind you, a familiar sound drifts through the air. A low, distant hum, soft, rhythmic, unmistakable. It's the train. It's faint at first, almost imagined, the ghost of iron wheels whispering across unseen tracks. But the longer you listen, the clearer it becomes. A slow, pulsing rhythm growing closer with every breath. The air stirs, the leaves around you tremble. You turn toward the sound. Between the trees, a ribbon of light begins to form, pale silver against the darkness. It curves gently, rising and falling like a breath. The sound deepens now, warm, resonant, until the mist itself begins to shimmer. And then you see it. The night train glides into view, silent, luminous, its carriages woven from shadow and starlight. Its lanterns glow softly, the same inviting warmth that you left behind. For a moment, you hesitate. You glance back toward the hills, where the wayfarer's rest glows faintly in the distance, its light small but steady. Then you turn again toward the train, and you step forward. The moment your foot meets the platform, the hum deepens. The metal feels warm beneath your fingertips as you grasp the railing and pull yourself aboard. The air inside wraps around you like a blanket, a quiet embrace of wool, wood smoke, and candlelight. Your seat is waiting. Somehow, you know instantly. The same carriage, the same lamp above your head, even the faint indentation of your teacup on the small table beside you. When you settle into the seat, the train gives a contented sigh, almost like a creature curling back into rest. The wheels begin to move again, the rhythm soft and hypnotic. Thrum, hush, thrum, hush. Outside, the stars pass in slow rivers of light. They seem closer now, as if the sky has bent itself gently toward your window. You can see faint reflections in the glass, the other passengers, calm and serene, each gazing quietly at the view. The elderly man still reads his book, though now the pages glow faintly, as though lit from within. The woman with the ink-stained fingers hums the same low melody you heard before, a lullaby carried from one dream to the next. The conductor passes again, lantern in hand. He pauses by your seat, his eyes kind beneath the brim of his hat. Back on board, I see, he says softly, almost smiling. That's good. Most travelers return. The train always knows when it's time. You nod, unsure how he could have known you'd stepped away. But the truth is, everything about this feels natural, as though leaving and returning are both part of the same long breath. He tips his hat and moves on, his lantern swaying gently. The rhythm deepens. The world outside begins to shift again, not fading this time, but unfolding. The landscape stretches wider, glowing faintly beneath the starlit clouds. The hills turn to valleys, the valleys to seas of mist. You lean back, eyes half closed, and let the moment carry you. The train hums softly beneath you, steady as a heartbeat. The glass hums with the sound of the wind. Somewhere ahead, faint but distinct, you hear another chime, a mysterious sound, like a note struck from crystal. It echoes once, then fades into silence. You exhale slowly, a smile ghosting your lips. Whatever world waits ahead, you know the train will take you there in its own time. You're safe. You're home between worlds, and the night, warm, deep, and endless carries you forward. The rhythm of the wheels continues, steady, tender, and sure. Each turn of the rail feels softer now, as though the train has settled into a calmer part of the journey, gliding through the folds of night like a whisper. The air hums faintly, the kind of hum you feel more in your chest than your ears. You watch the glow of the lamps ripple across the carriage walls. It's gentle, liquid almost, a golden light that ebbs and flows with the rhythm of the train. Somewhere above, the ceiling creaks softly, the sound of old wood remembering every mile it's ever traveled. You rise slowly, curiosity tugging at you. The carriage feels different now, alive in a way it didn't before. The other passengers seem to sense it too. The elderly man closes his book with a quiet snap, looking up with a faint, knowing smile. The ink-fingered woman nods toward the corridor, as though she's been waiting for you to move. You take a breath and step into the aisle. The door at the end of the carriage slides open with a low sigh, and you pass through. The next carriage feels lighter. The air smells faintly of oranges and smoke. The lamps here are shaped like lanterns, swaying gently with the motion of the train. Their glass panes are colored, one blue, one green, one amber, and together they cast a shifting aurora across the floor. In the corner, a phonograph hums softly, playing a tune that feels both ancient and comforting. The melody loops lazily, each note fading into the next, until you can't tell where one ends and another begins. You pass a table where two travelers sit in quiet conversation. They speak in low tones, their words barely audible, but every so often you catch a phrase that sounds almost like poetry. Between them, a teapot steams gently, its surface etched with tiny constellations that glow faintly as they move. Farther down, a cat sleeps, curled upon a seat. Its fur glimmers faintly silver in the lantern light, rising and falling with each soft breath. When you pass, it opens one eye, calm, golden, unbothered, and then closes it again, as if to say, "Go on, the journey's still unfolding." You smile and continue forward. The next door leads to what feels like an entirely different world. When it opens, the sound of wind rushes through, but not cold wind. It's warm, scented with pine and rain. You step through and find yourself in a carriage made entirely of glass. The walls, the ceiling, even the floor beneath your feet are clear, shimmering faintly as the train moves through the mist. The stars above stretch in silver rivers, reflected endlessly around you. It feels as though you're floating in the middle of the night sky itself. You walk slowly down the aisle, hands brushing against the cool glass rail. Outside, the clouds part, revealing a wide sweep of silver sea below. The moon hangs low, impossibly large, impossibly near. Its reflection dances across the waves, scattering light like fragments of crystal. For a long time, you just stand there, breathing, watching, letting the moment fill you completely. A voice breaks the quiet, soft, familiar. It's the conductor again. You haven't even heard him enter. Beautiful, isn't it? He says, his lantern casting a golden halo around him. Not many see this part of the journey. Most just sleep through it. You glance at him, the question forming on your lips. What is this place? He smiles before he can speak. The mirrors see, he says gently. It shows travelers what they carry within. Not memories, not exactly. More like the quiet things they've forgotten to remember. You turn back toward the window. The sea below has changed. Where the moonlight had shimmered, you now see faint images moving across the water. Not clear, not sharp, but familiar in ways you can't quite name. A garden gate, a childhood room, the shape of someone's face, smiling in a moment long gone. You blink, and the images fade, leaving only rippling silver once more. The conductor lowers his lantern. The train moves on soon, he murmurs. There's another stop ahead. You may want to see it. You nod, unable to speak, and follow him as he turns toward the next door. When you step through, the hum of the train deepens again. The glow from the lanterns warms the air around you. Outside the window, the stars have shifted, closer, thicker, almost forming a veil of light. And then, ahead on the horizon, you see it. A small station hanging in the middle of nowhere, suspended on a bridge of mist. Its roof glows like copper under the moon, and a single clock hangs from its rafters, hands unmoving. The train slows. The lights dim slightly, then flare warm again as the wheels hiss gently against invisible rails. The conductor turns toward you. This place doesn't have a name, he says quietly. Some travelers never see it twice, but those who do say the air here smells like time itself. And sometimes, if you listen closely, you can hear the moment you'll return. The brakes sigh, and the train comes to a stop. The door opens. A soft breeze rolls through the carriage, scented with rain and something older, the faint perfume of forgotten hours. You take a deep breath. The world beyond the platform glows faintly gold, and for the first time, you feel that strange pull again. The sense that you've been here before. In a dream you can almost recall. The conductor nods once, lantern steady. Go on, he says. The train will wait. And with that, you step out once more into the heart of the unknown. The world greets you with silence, but not the empty kind. It's the kind that hums beneath the skin, the kind that feels alive. When you step from the platform, your boots meet earth that glows faintly beneath the mist. The ground feels soft, like moss and moonlight woven together. Above, the sky stretches wide and endless, a tapestry of drifting stars, pale ribbons of cloud, and a moon so close it feels like you could reach up and brush its silver edge. The air here tastes different, sweet, cool, touched with the faintest spark of something electric. Each breath feels new. You walk forward, and with every step, the fog folds away to reveal more of the world. A valley bathed in light, scattered with pools that shimmer like liquid glass. The pools reflect not just the sky, but memories, flashes of faces, places, moments that feel half yours, half belonging to someone else. In one pool, you see laughter, a group of travelers gathered by the fire, the same you glimpsed on the train. In another, a quiet study lined with shelves of books, a cup of tea steaming beside an open page. The scenes shift like ripples, fading as you move past them, as though this place remembers everything, every dream, every journey, every soul that's ever arrived. You follow a narrow path through the valley. Lanterns hang from invisible branches above, their light soft and golden, swaying to some unspoken rhythm. They illuminate your way, though you sense they would glow even if you closed your eyes. There's no rush here, no sound but your breath and the faint music of distant chimes carried on by the wind. The deeper you go, the more the world opens. Mountains rise on the horizon, not dark or cold, but pale and radiant, their peaks brushed with what looks like sunlight and starlight intertwined. Rivers wind like threads of glass through the hills, and far above, great silver birds drift lazily in the night air, their wings scattering trails of light behind them. It's beautiful beyond reason, and yet it doesn't feel foreign. It feels like recognition, as if you've stepped not into somewhere new, but into a place you've been trying to remember your whole life. Ahead, you see a bridge of stone arching over a slow, glowing river. The stones shimmer faintly, pulsing in rhythm with your heartbeat. As you cross, you notice how the river beneath reflects not your face, but 1,000 faces, each one serene, each one sleeping. They ripple and fade as you walk, merging into one. On the far side of the bridge stands a lone figure. At first, you think it's the conductor, the same tall silhouette, the same lantern glow. But as you draw closer, the figure shifts. The coat is familiar, yes, but it's your own. The face that turns toward you is yours. They, you, smile softly, holding out a hand. No words are needed. You step forward, and when your fingers meet, the lantern light blooms outward in a slow, golden wave. It spreads across the valley, washing over the hills, the pools, the river, the sky, until all is light, soft, and infinite. You close your eyes, and suddenly you're weightless, floating. The ground beneath you is gone, replaced by cool air and gentle motion. The lantern's glow becomes warmth against your skin, familiar, comforting. When you open your eyes again, the stars have drawn closer. They hang low, vast, and slow moving, like lanterns of the heavens. And then, gradually, you realize you're lying on something soft. Not moss now, but sheets. The glow fades from silver to gold, to the dim amber of candlelight. The valley, the bridge, the twin reflection, all dissolve like breath on glass. What remains is stillness and the soft sound of night. You're back, though not in the same way. You're in your own space now, the one that's been waiting for you all along, the one that smells faintly of wood and linen and safety, the one where the air is warm against your skin and your pillow cradles your head just right. Somewhere in the distance, maybe only in memory, you can still hear the faint hum of rails, the heartbeat rhythm of the train moving ever onward. It's quieter now, fading gently, until it becomes the rhythm of your own breath. In, out, in, out. The world beyond the rails is still there, endless and luminous, but no longer feels far away. It's within you now, stitched into the quiet space between waking and sleep. You let your eyes drift shut. The sound of your heartbeat and the soft sigh of night merge until you can't tell one from another. The warmth wraps around you like a blanket, and the world settles into peace. The lantern fades last of all. It flickers once, bright, then dim, then bright again, before melting into darkness. And in that darkness, the journey continues, not on rails, not through time, but through dreams, where the train hums forever in the distance, carrying every traveler home. And now the lantern has dimmed. The train hums softly somewhere far away, and the world outside your window is calm again. You've wandered through mist and starlight, through the quiet pulse of a world that lives between dreams. And now it's time to rest. Let the echoes of the journey drift through you, the glow of the lanterns, the whisper of the rails, the warmth that waits in every story. You've traveled far enough for tonight, so breathe deeply. Let that rhythm of the night carry you where it will. And remember, there will always be another tale waiting when you wake. So sleep well, my dear wanderer, until the next story finds you once more.